If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. The Lion King is a Disney masterpiece because it's Disney, it's Shakespeare, and it's cats. What more could you want than a bunch of adorable cats reliving one of Shakespeare's classic epic stories, a story of fathers and sons, of kings and succession, of a manipulative, jealous uncle who's willing to commit murder to get his paws on the throne. I'm talking, of course, about William Shakespeare's... What? No, not Hamlet, not Hamlet. We've been through this. The Lion King is not Hamlet. Welcome to Teacup For One. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees. Today, we are starting the first of a 3-part series I am calling William Shakespeare's The Lion King. Why 3 parts? Because when you don't break down your videos into shorter videos, you end up with 30 minutes of me talking about who the best Cinderella is. Link in the description down below. We've heard it a million times. The Lion King is Hamlet. The Lion King is Hamlet. The Lion King is Simba, the White Lion. Actually, that last one sounds more like an issue for a lawyer to tackle. Obviously, there are tons of similarities between Hamlet and the Lion King. The king's brother kills him off so that he can take the throne for himself. The king returns as a ghost. Okay, that's pretty much it. But wait, Matt, isn't Nala Ophelia? Because she's Simba's girlfriend, right? Well, I think that kind of depends, is Nala emotionally caught between wanting to serve Scar and then also please Simba to the point where she's driven to utter insanity because all the men in her life are just using and abusing her for their own personal gain?
Where is thy father?
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house.
No, Nala is a strong, empowered lion who defies Scar and defies Simba, all in the interests of maintaining the well-being of the pride. But wait, Matt, isn't Sarabi Queen Gertrude? Well, it kind of depends. I mean, is Sarabi really into Scar, and is she a potential accomplice in the murder of Mufasa?
If you were half the king Mufasa was, you was
I'm 10 times the king Mufasa was!
No. But wait, Matt, what about the ghosts?
Father?
Spirit.
Okay, let me talk to you about the ghosts. There are some major differences between Ghost Mufasa and Ghost Hamlet.
Remember who you are. Remember me.
First, let's talk about when the ghosts appear. In Hamlet, the ghost appears right at the beginning. In fact, the appearance of the ghost to Hamlet is the inciting incident that sets into action all the events of the rest of the play. In The Lion King, the ghost doesn't show up until about 3/4 of the way through the movie, and by that point, all the main events have already gone into play. The ghost doesn't actually set anything into motion aside from sort of being a fatherly motivator for Simba. Next, what the ghosts say. The ghost interactions could not be more different in Hamlet and The Lion King. When Ghost Mufasa appears, it's a very short interaction. He speaks very philosophically, and the only piece of advice he gives is remember who you are, and leaves that up to Simba's interpretation. When the ghost of Hamlet Sr. shows up, there are no questions left. He just lays everything down on the table. Your uncle murdered me. This is how he murdered me. This is what I want you to do. Avenge me.
Revenge is foul and most unnatural murder. Murder. Most foul.
And at its heart, this is the major difference between Hamlet and The Lion King. When we first meet Hamlet, he's already extremely depressed because of the death of his father and all of the crazy events that happened in the aftermath of that, and he's contemplating killing himself.
Oh, that this two solid flesh would melt. Thaw and resolve itself into a dew.
And then he encounters the ghost of his father who tells him, oh, seek revenge and kill your uncle. Hamlet's story is about that struggle between wanting to kill himself but also wanting to kill his uncle and being caught right in the middle. He has the means and the justification to do both, but he cannot bring himself to do either. And the thing with Hamlet is that he has all the information at his disposal to make an informed decision, but he can't make one. On the other hand, Simba has no information whatsoever.
But the king is dead. And if it weren't for you, he'd still be alive.
He is basically gaslit into believing that he is responsible for the death of Mufasa, and he carries that guilt with him through life. But he has no problem making and committing to decisions. He decides to live the Hakuna Matata lifestyle, and he commits to that. When he decides that he's going to leave the Hakuna Matata lifestyle and go face Scar, he commits to that. And the most important thing to note is that Simba does everything he does for one reason and one reason alone, so that he can restore his kingdom and bring balance back to the great circle of life. Too bad we can't say the same about Hamlet, but that's none of my business. Hamlet doesn't care about the people of Denmark. Hamlet doesn't care about being a good king. Hamlet only cares about one thing: Hamlet, and getting revenge on his uncle. In fact, Hamlet is so unconcerned with his kingdom that at the end of the play, Fortinbras can just walk right on in and claim the throne because it's wide open for him. And everyone's dead because of Hamlet. And that whole everybody's dead thing. Okay, this is the main reason Hamlet is not Lion King and Lion King is not Hamlet. Hamlet is a revenge tragedy. Hamlet is a revenge tragedy. Hamlet is a revenge tragedy. The main character is wronged. He sets out to get revenge because of that wrong. He leaves everyone within a one castle radius dead, and then the audience leaves just chock full of cathartic emotion, thinking about themselves and their own life choices. So then that begs the question, if The Lion King is not based on a Shakespearean tragedy, what is The Lion King based on? Well, Shakespeare had three dominant genres. You had your tragedies where everybody dies. You have your comedies where everybody gets married. And then you have the histories, which are not as boring as they sound. Granted, the histories and the tragedies did have a lot in common, almost like Hamlet and The Lion King, except with the histories, they're not focused on personal tragedy. They are focused on leadership and patriotism, and anything tragic that happens is just a byproduct of what the characters are going through in this epic battle to ascend to the throne or to get somebody else off of the throne. The history plays are so epic, and the great thing about The Lion King is that The Lion King brilliantly condenses 8 of Shakespeare's histories into one 90-minute film. And it still manages to get to the heart of the Shakespearean histories. We're talking war, we're talking betrayals, we're talking
Kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unawares.
Within the histories, Shakespeare even had his own version of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Shakespeare's is called The Henriade. The Henriade is a series of 8 plays that detail the rise and falls of various kings in England's history. And just like the MCU, it's even broken up into 2 phases. The technical term, though, I believe is tetralogy. It's not trilogy, because each phase has 4. Tetralogy, tetralogy. You know, I'm just going to call them phases. The first phase deals with all the events and actions that need to get England's greatest king onto the throne, Henry V. The second phase deals with the events that get the most corrupted king on the throne. A vile, despicable ruler who kills his brother and his nephew just to wear the crown. Pretty inspiration for a certain black-maned lion, I could mention. And that king is going to be detailed in the follow-up video. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear me talk more about Disney, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's super easy. All you need to do is click on my face. Alright folks, don't forget to check out part 2 where we detail which Shakespearean villain Scar is based on. See you in the next video. Go now. Go away, go now.